Is it Debnam?
Debnam Carey. Alycia Debnam Carey.
Just making sure I got it right.
Yeah, no, it's not the easiest name to pronounce, so I get it.
Well, you just did me a big favor here because now I don't have to introduce you because you said it right, and if I do it, I'll say it wrong. But Alycia is here. Fear the Walking Dead. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Smooth, Eric.
Yeah,
very
smooth.
smooth.
Just jump right into
Look
it.
No one even
knew.
How are
Fooled
you?
me.
I'm really good. I've got this lovely cup of green tea here, which is just, what a beacon of hope for my morning.
Nice.
The warmth.
Keep you nice and warm in this ice box here.
Yes, it's so cold in here, but it's boiling outside. It's like I'm melting.
It's in the 90s outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's very humid and swampy
I do
out.
like the humidity, though.
Well, you are, for those who don't know, you're from Australia, so I can imagine that you're not used to the heat from being down there.
Yes, and LA, because I live in LA now, and it's boiling there as well right now.
Ugh, I can imagine, especially with like all the droughts going on and everything out there. It's got to be really
no
brutal.
Water.
Oh man,
it's not going well. No, it's good.
But the weather is not why we're here to talk to her. It's Fear the Walking Dead, which is on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on AMC. The brand new companion piece, as we're calling it, to The Walking Dead, because it's not necessarily a spinoff since the other characters aren't in this show.
Yes.
And it's not fully a prequel, even though it's explaining where some of this is starting and how this the whole outbreak is coming to be here. So this is a great position to be in on such a popular show that already has a built-in audience.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of expectation around it, too. But we went to Comic-Con, and what was incredible was seeing, no one knew us when we got there, no one seen the show, but already the fans were just so gracious and so open and willing to receive what we had to offer them. And it's just what a testament to the show, I guess, and the franchise that, has come before us.
yeah. Walking Dead's known to have a pretty rabid fan base, and they will latch onto anything.
Amazing.
You give like a 10-second teaser that they haven't seen for next week, and they're like, "Oh my God, blood!" It's like, all right, calm down.
Yeah, yeah. It gets like 10 million hits, and you're like, "Whoa, that was like in 2 hours." It's incredible, and like it is so lucky for me to be able to be a part of that. There was a lot of expectation, I guess, not pressure, because I think it is its own show and it does stand alone, and I'm so proud of that for it. And I know a lot of people, diehard fans, have kind of been like, it's a little slow and I want it to, I'm going to give it a few more episodes, but it has to be a bit different, and it's always going to start in a little bit of a different way. And it's not based off the comic books either, so it doesn't have that same structure. This was written for TV.
Right.
So it definitely has maybe more of a filmic a creative license, I guess.
Right.
Maybe. Because we can do a couple of other things, or anything that's different.
Yeah, you can really get away with a lot of stuff because the comic fans, I'm a big fan of the comics.
You are?
I've read like all the graphic novels.
I love when I actually get to talk to people that are really big fans of it, because it does make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's great, and that's the problem too, because sometimes you'll see someone on the show and be like, that didn't happen with that character, but then you start trying to piece it together, like, well, how are they going to flip this, and who are they going to do that to? So,
can I ask you, have you watched it?
I have watched. I watched both episodes,
Did you like
and
it?
I actually did like it a lot.
You did like it?
I really liked how they're something that I've always talked about with Walking Dead is trying to live in the zombie apocalypse with people who have like addiction problems, and how they're gonna live their life when they don't have what they need.
Yeah.
And like especially with Nicholas and his opiate addiction.
Yeah.
And then you also have to think other people who might need like actual psych meds, and how the whole breakdown of society is gonna go. And I think it's really cool.
Well, I think what's so interesting about Nick and Frank's character is that he's often said quite a lot that because he's started out with nothing, it might be easier for him to survive the zombie apocalypse, because he has nothing to lose, really. Like, he's already lost everything.
Yeah.
And whereas my character, Alycia, it's a complete opposite. She has everything to lose. She's the one person in the family that's kind of got any ambition and hope to go anywhere in her mind. She's going to Berkeley, and she's ready to get out of Los Angeles, do something. And, of course, that all just falls into hopelessness.
It wouldn't be great if there's just this weird storyline where all this is happening, and like you said, she's going to Berkeley, and she just blows up. She goes, "This always happens.
Yeah.
Every time I get something to call my own, something ruins it."
It's like always Nick gets the attention.
Yeah. Well, that's my dream school.
That's one of the things I loved about the Nick storyline when it was integrating into the families. It's no spoiler at this point that it's a mixed family, children from different marriages and together in a new family here. And when in the second episode, where towards the end, I guess, when Nick is having a seizure, that's from detoxing, I think, right? When he was laying on the couch and everything. So he's detoxing, he's having a seizure, he's throwing up, and you're ready to go out. And I think you were going to go back to check on your boyfriend that your family pulled you away from. And you went, no, don't do this to me now. Like you were leaving to go to the mall.
Yeah.
You know? Meanwhile, all the shit's going on and you're just worried about yourself. And I'm like, that's true to the character. That's how any teenager or college student would be. Like, I'm going out with my friends.
Yeah.
Don't die on me now. I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah. But also, it's not the first time she's had to deal with that. It's
no,
also,
that's what I'm saying is so great, because this is old hat to you.
Yeah, it is.
You're constantly
it's
cleaning
hat,
up after him.
Exactly. It's constantly on her to do it. And so I think, what we'll hopefully, come to discover more about Alycia is that she isn't hostile or, petulant because she is inherently so. It's the situation she's sort of thrust in, even in the first episode when she's sitting in the car with Madison and it's about like, Nick's going to be okay. Like, tell me he's going to be okay. And it's like, God, I'm not going to keep telling you he's going to be okay.
I'm tired of dealing with his nonsense.
It's not like, I've tried dealing with it. It's like, it's easier for me to like let it go so I can move on and like be happy, because that family dynamic is so broken. And, and to protect yourself, you just kind of shut off. And
the reason why I liked the way you were reacting in these situations was I saw online some of the feedback when, people were looking at your character and saying, oh, she's spoiled, she's stuck up, she's selfish, whatever. But in reality, when you've dealt with that all your life, that's all you know. And that's the way you react to it. It's like, look, you feel bad that your brother is a drug addict and everything, but he constantly is lying. He constantly disappears. You can't trust him. He's broken every promise. You're just at the point where you're kind of numb and walled off from it. And you go, I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. And then everyone looks at you like, why aren't you helping him? Why'd you take? And it's like, no, you don't know the shit that I've been through all my life dealing with this. You just can't cater to this anymore.
And it's always the case too of like the high achiever who's actually trying to do good and not getting any kind of
You're
praise
Lisa from
for
The
it.
Simpsons.
Yeah, kind of.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Trying to get out of Springfield and then keep sucking you back
Exactly.
in. Always find a way to tie it back to The Simpsons.
Always.
If we could go backwards a little bit to what you were saying, you went to Comic-Con this year. It's your first Comic-Con. And what a way to debut at Comic-Con, the mecca of all this geeky nerdiness, and you're on probably the hottest show that everyone was talking about that's coming. And so you go through there. I saw some of the videos and the panel discussion and everything, and it was very well received. We had Kim Dickens on not too long ago, and she didn't notice this.
Yeah, we had her in last week.
So I'm going to ask you if you noticed this.
Oh, God.
Did you notice the big Fear the Walking Dead display they had across the street from the actual convention?
The church?
Sort of. It was across from the Hard Walk. Hard Walk.
Wow.
The Hard Rock. Past the I'm saying walking, but past the train tracks, there's the Hard Rock right here, and then over here, for like the first day or so, nothing was going on. It just had the Los Angeles highway sign and the stairs, and they were all chain link fenced, so you couldn't really get in. And people are just taking pictures, not knowing what it is, and other people are like, "Oh, it's something Fear the Walking Dead because it says Los Angeles, right?"
Right.
So then they open it up, and it's just, a weird staircase alleyway kind of thing, and people don't know what they're doing. So they go up there and they're posing for photos and stuff. And then they release the walkers, sorry, not the zombies, and terrify everybody that was there trying to take their photos. All of a sudden these people come out and they're screaming, and awesome. Everyone turned around like something happened.
Great.
Somebody got assaulted at Comic-Con and turn around and there's the walkers coming down, people trying to take their photos with their dumb selfie sticks and drop their phones. And yeah, it was very well done. It was just a small little exhibit that did nothing for the longest time.
Right.
Then opened it up, terrified everybody, closed back down, and waited a while again, and then did it again. So it's like every time you hear people screaming, like, another group fell for it. Did you get a chance to go over there and see it?
No. I mean, we did a signing at it was on top of the Hilton, though, I think it was. And they'd done it up to look like the church. And they also had walkers in there, too. But it wasn't, unfortunately, when you're a part of like Comic-Con as an as a show, you don't really get to experience the full like
Right.
fandom of it.
You probably get like corralled around everywhere.
Yeah, you are, and you're just like transported from one place to another. And I mean, luckily for us, we kind of got to experience a bit of that. But like the Walking Dead guys, I don't know how they even do it. Like they can't move.
I don't
Right.
think they do anymore. I think
no.
they just kind of show up and like wave like
Yeah,
the Pope and
that's
then
all
just
they
fly
can
away.
do.
Did they make it easy for you? Like you're saying, you're at the Hilton, but were you staying at that hotel? Did they have you
No.
at a different hotel and bringing you over, cutting
Yeah.
through all that crowd?
Yeah, no, we were removed quite far from the city actually with the Walking Dead because
That's where we were. We were over I forgot what it's called, Marina Tower or something like that. And it was maybe 10 minutes. Like I could see the convention center across the bay.
right. Yeah,
But I was
yeah,
all
yeah,
the way
yeah.
around
We
in
were
this whole
kind of
isolated
that's, I think,
area.
where we
Yeah.
were too. Yeah, and it's just because they have to kind of being in the city center is just impossible for that group.
Well, it's good too in case the zombies do actually break out. At least
Yeah.
you're away from the heart of the city.
So you didn't get a chance to walk the floor or anything?
No, and I wish
Because I was
going
going to ask you, the next thing I was going to ask you was if you, people do know you from the 100, but were you getting the feeling that people were recognizing you?
No, not at all. Because we did, and
So
that's
that would have been perfect
It
because you could have
would've.
went shopping and saw everything, and you're
Exactly.
not quite there yet.
yes.
Because even the posters weren't too clear as who the
Yeah.
cast members were until you saw the visual. But you could have got away with it. Next year, you try to go back, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, that's what people
You
have
can't
been
walk
saying.
through that floor because they're gonna go, "Oh my God, there's Alycia, got to get a photograph." If you're
Yeah.
still alive, no
I'm-
spoilers.
I mean, if I get to go back, I hope maybe I could do like a Bryan Cranston and just like get up in some crazy outfit and
Just put on your own mask and walk
yeah,
around.
my own mask.
That was
yeah.
awesome. Matt
That's-
Smith, who was Doctor Who,
Yeah.
had a Bart Simpson mask, and he walked around for a
That's
while, and
great.
then taped everything, and then later revealed after the con,
That's
put it
so
up on YouTube.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Making fun of everybody.
Oh
Like
no,
he
I
had
would
no
have
idea.
loved to do it. And also just our schedules are just ridiculous. I think I slept like 6 hours the whole time I was there, just because it's like you go to sleep and then you're like up 3 hours later to like start hair and
You
makeup
could
again.
dress as a walker and go there,
How fun
and
would that
nobody would
be?
ever question that. I mean, is it possible they're from the cast? No, they wouldn't dress like that.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that. They would just blend
That
in
would
with
be
everyone.
That's
great
a good
promotion if they
idea.
dressed all the main cast members. Yeah, because I think it takes like 6 hours to
It
put all
does.
that
Takes a
makeup
long
on.
time.
But if you did all that and then they were taping this nonchalant, where people weren't recognizing it, and you just walk the floor, and then later at Hall H when you're doing your big thing and you put it up there like on those like cruise ships where they play
Yeah.
the week that just was and you
Yeah.
remember what you did. Put that up there.
That'd be great.
So San Diego has come and gone. You did very well with that. Were you nervous going up on the stage for that panel?
Very. I actually didn't anticipate how nervous I was going to be too. I thought, oh, it's going to be fine. Like I'm with the whole cast and like, the producers and Greg Nicotero and the writers and like, it's so, they're going to deal with all the questions. But it was just like, just before I got up there, like 5 minutes before, maybe 10 minutes, I suddenly was like hit by this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, expectation or pressure. And I was just like, oh, okay, now it's actually really happening. And it was fine getting up there because, the crowd was just so gracious and responsive, but they didn't know who we were. So it was okay being kind of like, we were all on our
Yeah.
best behavior, that's for sure. Everyone was just like, just don't offend anyone. Like, don't say too much. But when you get nervous and you start like playing with the water bottle and your like hands are doing weird things. And,
No controversial tweets,
Yeah.
please. Just
Yeah.
get through this.
and like, do you wave when you get up there because no one knows you and no one cares? So you're just like, hi, thanks for having me.
So how big was the crowd for the panel for like for the pilot? Was it like
It
a
was
really big like auditorium or?
Yes, it was Hall H because we
That's
followed.
That's the big one?
2,000 people.
Oh,
yeah.
I
wow.
think it's 7,000
To max it
6,000?
out. Yeah, was it maxed?
Yeah, because they had on that day.
That's amazing.
Walking Dead was before us. Then it was Game of Thrones after us, and then it was Star Wars.
Yeah, you had a
Oh,
big
man.
crowd.
So
Nobody was
we-
leaving.
Yeah, no, we had that, and so they squeezed us in the middle, so no one would leave.
That's great.
That's
But,
a great experience.
Yeah, it was incredible. And
What,
it was
what have you
nerve-wracking.
noticed has changed so far from doing Fear the Walking Dead?
You know what? Mostly just like the press stuff has like kicked
Right.
in full gear. I was so not ready for that.
Well, I know you did your first talk show, TV talk
Yeah,
show with Jimmy
yeah.
Kimmel the other day.
Yes, I did, and that
So-
was amazing. But also, it all just happened. It was so funny. I was actually texting someone like a week ago, and they were like, "Oh, you're doing the promo run?" I was like, "No, not really. It's been super laid back. Like even watching I didn't watch the premiere. I was like alone in a hotel room with like no means to watch it,
That would have been the perfect time to watch it alone in the hotel room.
Yeah. And it was just like so low key. And so this suddenly in like the last week, it's just hit full swing. And now, you know, it's been like back and forth flying around in between shoots and that's been pretty exhausting. But I mean, really surreal and fun. But in terms of like people like recognizing and stuff, not at all.
Nothing's changed so far? All right, it's coming. Just so you know, I mean, you may have experienced some of it with the 100, but you're going to experience it tenfold now with Fear the Walking Dead. Especially, we're only 2 episodes into this thing.
Yeah.
And when it takes off and comes back, and we saw the outline for what AMC is going to do, alternating between Fear the Walking Dead, back and forth, so that there's always something going on.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty much, it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get worse. So I'm just, you're going to be, I'm not trying to scare,
warning.
but like, when you're at a restaurant, you're trying to eat, and then somebody's coming over trying to, take photos or get autographs, or if they don't even do the courtesy of coming up to your table, they're outside the glass, like right here, where they'd be peeking in and monitoring your every moment and stuff like that. Do your publicists or anybody get you ready for this? Is there or anybody that that has had to deal with this in Hollywood and said, here's some tips on how to recognize it and acknowledge it without having it ruin your life?
You know what? No, actually. But I feel like it's this weird thing I'm trying to navigate because I think the social media aspect of things is such the forefront of it now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about Twitter and Instagram and like how much you're willing to abide by that. And that world, like, do you play that game or not? And I'm kind of half torn by it. Like, I don't know, like, it is important because it's a part of this show that you're a part of is something that you're proud of and you want to support. But then it also allows a whole new facet of your
people into your life.
Into your life. But you also, I mean, that is part of the job. And it's interesting because Instagram then also, and Twitter, it facilitates that need for like a little bit of your life, to be shown, but and I guess it cuts off a few walls, so it's not like total interrogation mode. But then you're also buying into it. I don't know. I'm trying to work it out. There's been a few things where it's like now, like if you're outside an event or if you're at the airport, there have been a few kind of situations where I'm just like, do I sign this? I don't know. Like so I feel like I'm kind of trying to figure out on my own, but it hasn't been too crazy.
One little tip.
Yes.
Turn the location portion off of all your phone, so whenever you're taking a photo, and if you just post
someone actually told
someone's
me
like,
that.
oh, she's in the middle of the park.
Yes.
We're gonna go come see her.
Someone
that's
told me
crazy.
That via Instagram because I had no idea. I'm such novice
there
when
are
it comes
people
to this
that
stuff.
they have these
so
programs
crazy.
that they'll download a photo and it tells you all the metadata and stuff for the photo, and it has the coordinates, so they can now pinpoint where you were when you took that photo.
So scary.
So turn that off.
I know, but
then you can't find your phone when it gets stolen.
Right.
Right.
that's the
God,
trade off.
I know, and I'm so bad with that stuff too. I had someone actually someone sent a direct message to my Facebook, being like, "Hey, just so you know, turn off all like privacy things, like so make sure like everything's sealed because I can still get in here." And I was like, this is so scary. Like, why? And I was like looking around my Facebook being like, I don't know how
Let's
to
tie
turn
this
it off.
together. Isn't this sort of what your new movie is next year?
Yeah,
Friend Request. Isn't
Friend
that sort of like
Request.
that's
Hey,
about?
you know about it.
I've seen some things.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where? What? I haven't seen anything.
It's
Eric
just
beat
been,
you to the final cut.
You totally did.
It's now I'm part of Friend Request because I'm now the creepy.
You're
guy.
the friend.
No, but I saw some stills and some
Guy.
stuff
Yes.
because I saw that they moved it back to January for when they're putting it out. It was supposed to be out this year.
Yes, it
and
was.
they moved it out to January. But I
Yeah.
saw some stills with articles and things like that.
No
but,
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
At first I thought it was that other movie that just came out where they're all
Unfriended.
chatting.
Oh, Unfriended or whatever?
or something like that. If it's a similar concept or whatever, but it's all about the online invasion for younger people.
Yes.
So look for that in 2016 when that comes around.
I'm excited to hear a little bit more about that. I haven't heard really what's going on with that because they pushed it back. So hopefully I'll get to see a final cut sometime soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah, you're in the movie. Maybe
Yeah.
give her a DVD. At
It might be
least.
nice.
Fear the Walking Dead is Sundays 9 p.m. on AMC. You play Alicia Clark. I I'm really interested in the way they're handling the walkers, because they can't do it in the traditional style of The Walking Dead, where they're all, they're coming across them on the sides of highways, locked in chambers and barns and things like that, where they're already rotting and falling apart. But you're seeing the change. So mostly the effect for the change is that they turn very gray and their eyes get very blue.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because I guess over time that all fades out and everything. But to see that change happen 5 minutes after, it's not a spoiler, the first episode was out, the guy gets run over by a car repeatedly, and then all of a sudden he's just sitting back up like The Undertaker in WWE. You can't knock the guy down.
Well, I mean, the opening scenes of the pilot also has a walker in it.
Right.
So it's not really too much of a spoiler there.
But at that point, she was already changed.
Yeah, she was already changed.
A little later in the episodes, you see the actual change,
Yeah.
which is a new concept to the lore of everything here.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see that immediate change as much.
Not that you want this, because then that means they write you off the show, but at some point, do you want to change over? Like, I kind of want to do the walking part. Like, maybe towards the end. I'm asking you. Did you ever think about that? Like, maybe after the 4th season,
at this
maybe
point,
I'll do the switch.
Sure. I mean, at that point, why not? But like for now, I'm like, please don't make me into a zombie. Please, please don't make me into a walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my job, but no, I mean, it's like kind of a cool way to go out.
I've noticed a lot of things too, at least with the first series, that so many celebrities are vying to just get the extra spots. They don't not even be a part of the show per se. They want to be walkers.
Well, we really wanted to have the cast. I mean, not the creators. We wanted to have like a little cameo because it's set in LA. So we were thinking, and it's set in very urban Los Angeles too, like East LA. It's not Hollywood. But we were all vying for a celebrity cameo appearance as a zombie. We thought that would be really awesome.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. In fact, I think it was written at one point that there would be one. The writer had a bit of beef with someone and was just like, yeah, I'd love to put him in, but decided against it. And now I still don't know who it is. I wish I did, though.
Are you going to be doing Talking Dead anytime soon?
Not that I know of. I think...
Because it's only 6 episodes this first run?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, right? I think there's only one. They're only doing one Talking Dead, I believe, with Fear the Walking. That's after the whole series, which makes sense because, I mean, there's only 2 episodes. I don't know if you can fill a whole hour of talk with, an hour and a half of footage.
Exactly.
You need more.
Get the gist of the whole show, the whole first season.
So we know that you haven't at least been asked yet to do the Talking Dead when the 6 episodes are up.
No, I don't have any information about that yet.
All right, Kim said the same thing, so I'm wondering, like, who are they going to get? You got the 2 female leads in the show, and they haven't asked them yet.
Oh, I just think they're probably waiting to see maybe like how it fares, and then if they do it. So you actually know they're going to do one.
Yeah,
they just probably haven't told us.
I'm a Walking Dead nerd. I watched the Talking Dead that came out the other day because they did like a little mid-season one, and they announced on that they were going to just do one after the whole season's done.
Well, that's probably the first piece of news we've received.
You'll get a text. You have 1 hour. We got to go do this. Get ready.
Doing it now.
Hot off the press from the Eric Nagel show.
It will probably be that.
Did you have anything else?
Oh no, I was just going to ask if do you talk to any of the main cast members of the original show? Do they give you any words of advice or anything like that? Is it like Norman's like, hey, don't fuck up out there, you know?
Well, when we were at Comic-Con, it was the first night. We all had dinner together. It was the Walking Dead cast and then the Fear cast. And they were just dreamboats. They're just all so lovely, just supportive. And I mean, because we're so grateful that they paved the way for such an incredible show. And normally, like they have no obligation to support us. This is, nothing to do with them.
We don't know who you are.
Yeah, and like they've crafted like 6 seasons of this now, and it's the 6th season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going into 6th.
Yeah, and they've become huge, like well-known, like TV idols,
rock star staff.
They're like TV movie stars.
They are, and so they had no reason to be so helpful with us, but they were, and they were just great, and like we all fell in love with Andrew Lincoln. That's for sure.
I fell in love with Andrew Lincoln when he was here. He was such a dreamboat.
We were just oh my God, you're amazing.
Yeah. He was so nice. He was so supportive.
Yeah.
Very calm and caring
He's just
gentleman.
great. But they were all lovely. Like Norman Reedus is awesome. We had the best time. Stephen Yuen, great.
Were you worried that when they took you out to dinner, they're gonna be like, all right, well, this is the end, and then they're just gonna plug guns and just like get rid of all you guys? Be like, you're all written off.
You're not taking our show.
Yeah.
No, it was. They even we all went out afterwards too. They was just so like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. I mean, you're not gonna be able to like walk around next Comic-Con, but hey, it'll be great. What
That's
a ride.
awesome.
Episode 3 is in 2 weeks, Sunday night at 9 p.m. on AMC for Fear the Walking Dead. Where they're standing out from Walking Dead is that each episode is sort of a cliffhanger, but it's more of a what the fuck moment rather than an oh my god moment, which is what Walking does. But you're sitting there and you're like, wait, what? They cut it off. What? I don't know what just happened. And it's not even something to look forward to. It's like you got to watch it 2 or 3 more times because you're trying to figure out what you just saw and how that cut off. So that I think that's pretty unique to do it in that style as compared to the big surprise moment that they reveal at the end of the regular Walking Dead.
Yeah, and you're
series.
right. And the Walking Dead series does that so well. That cliffhanger moment. I always found myself at the end of those episodes being like, "No, wait, I've got to quickly watch the next one."
Yeah.
But like this is good. It's great because we don't have to have a pattern.
Right.
It's built for TV. It's been written for TV, so we have so much creative license, and it's nice to just it's frustrating for the audience, I know, because everyone knows so much more than the characters, but it's also what a exciting way to do it.
The end of episode 2 was you looked out the window and saw the family across the street. What you thought was a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
Your mom's quickly pushing you away and go in the living room, not realizing, no, he's not hitting her, he's eating her. And she didn't want to explain that to you.
A little hard to explain, maybe. Honey, this is a slight situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't. It was hard enough having the sex talk. I can't do this.
I can't
with my
do
kid
this
right
one.
now.
You said we're having the neighbors over for dinner. I didn't think that's what you meant.
Check out Fear the Walking Dead Sunday nights on AMC 9 p.m. Alycia, thank you so much for taking the time and coming out here. We definitely would love to see you again when season 2 comes around and you're much more famous and you're probably going to be impossible to book because that show is going to be, right up there with Walking Dead.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
We're not going to see her again, but it's nice.
I know.
No, I hope to be back.
We hope you come back here too. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now your Twitter is Debnam Carey.
Yeah, at Debnam Carey.
But your Instagram is totally different.
Is Alycia Jasmine.
Yeah, you got to kind of sync that all together.
I know. I mean, I made it before it was all important. Now it's just like, oh, I just have it. But the good thing is when, Debnam Carey, it's like people, it's not as hard to say my last name.
Right.
Because it's just there. I don't know. Twitter,
follow her.
Instagram,
She's a
it's just
lovely
hard.
lady.
Yeah. Social media.
Social media. Sometimes I post things when I
get to
it.
It's
Right.
all spoilers.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.